Fury had also an incredibly tough path here. Ooh, and we're starting on a good screen here.
We are, however, starting mirrored, which is not great. Starting with any row, though, that's a nice thing to see.
Oh, that's absolutely. I mean, this way, if they have to up A at any point, they can get a quick run through Hyrule here, and they're getting to see some actually a good range of screens. It feels like you want to have pretty much these screens anywhere, and they're both actually jumping right now. One of the early things you're going to want to do is get to those Armos statues, and this is another one that potentially could be holding that free item. It's not.
So our any roads today, Fred, go from the start screen to the Dead Woods, up all the way up into Death Mountain, and down into the Dead Woods. So a heck of our any road setup, especially at the start.
It'll be really interesting to see how the runners end up routing now. You know, if you've got this case where you've got these any roads that go, well, anywhere, pardon things, they can potentially go to a number of different locations. You see 8gen here, again, trying to prioritize that Armos item, whatever it may be. It could easily be something as a heart container. Oh gosh, this is not a screen. Oh!
And there's a reason why this is called the death screen. As you can see, both our runners may take a death. Yes, they do.
Oh. That is a painful setup there. Lionels are always tough as it is. They're matched with Darknuts, who have the invulnerability because we don't have a sword yet, or ever. And pretty much, it's going to be an ugly screen.
As far as those Darknuts go, though, at least those aren't in the dungeon. Oh, that's a silver arrow for their Armos item. Nice pickup.
Yeah, Darknuts being out of the dungeon is definitely a good sign. Wizrobes might still be in the dungeons at this point. Fortunately, 8gen getting that silver arrow, which was going to put him into a good shape here. We'll see what happens with Fury going forward here, when Fury heads back over there to get that. But that's definitely going to be something Fury's going to prioritize, so the hunt for the silvers will not be the deciding factor in most likelihood in this race.
No, Fury is a pretty big component of getting that within the first 4 minutes, so he's probably heading over there right now once he finishes his up and A and save. The thing with the silver arrows, though, is it doesn't really do much for you until we find the bow. And if that's buried deep in level 9, that's not going to really help much at all.
True, you got potential trouble there, but you know the advantage to having those silvers, you don't have to go buy regular arrows, you don't have to worry about running into things like that, and I don't know, it's definitely a good thing to have. Let's try to see where 8gen was there. It almost looked like it could have been. I was trying to see if that could be, if that was not a shave. That could have been like a. Went up there. It's not the. It's definitely not the second quest 5. That might be a shape type of thing. Of course, something will disprove me in a couple minutes here, but.
He has left for now, so he might go get some offense, make some bombs under his belt, try to get that candle. And that is the red candle on the coast, so that's a very people offense, but we can't get that until we get those ladder. Yeah,
so, again, with the all boards no swords, you really have issues without a sword. You gotta get some form of damage out there. There'll be a blue candle somewhere in an open cave. You are seeing Fury here run over and hit one of the 2 raft spots with the mirrored overworld. You can actually screen scroll to one of these. Normally you can't do that, but here basically it makes the raft, almost makes the raft less valuable because it's only the original level 4 screen that matters.
So Fury cutting the corner too close, getting caught in the rock and taking a Lionel beam to the back. I had to do a quick up and A so he didn't take a death.
Ooh,
and we did find our candle. It's not that expensive.
Yeah, I mean, there's a free candle somewhere on the overworld. The fact that the silver arrows were the Armos item means that wherever it is that we're going to find that free one, it'll just be a regular open cave. But, there's a lot of places that could be, and it might be if they get, another secret or 2, and the secrets are generous, you might see the runners just buy the candle rather than trying to find where it is.
Yeah, with 93 rupees on his belt, I wouldn't shock me to see Fury pick that up, especially at the cost of only 45, and yes, he does.
Yep, he's doing that. 8gen, on the other hand, getting a lovely 2 rupees for that low secret, so they're not gonna be very happy about that one. But the bombs, oh wow, that's a great price on the bombs, just a mere 4 rupees.
So that 2 rupee secret buys you 2 bombs pretty much, so not a bad
bid up there. Hey, 1 bomb a rupee. I mean, they're trying to be enterprising here. They figure if you can kill an enemy and get a rupee, you can get a free bomb somewhere.
Fury going up to the Lost Hills, check a couple open caves up here. Not too
Yeah, the
many
mirrored
left,
overworld can be very interesting with how things end up, playing out, because you get some screens that you can now get to that you normally can't. Let's see. Oh, and the Octorok here is not cooperating for Fury. Fury's trying to get some bombs. HN finding another level here. But the interesting thing about the mirrored overworld is that you can then go, and there's certain screen scrolls that you can't do. Like, normally you'd screen scroll on level 5. It's impossible to do that on this flag set. But Fury has now found a bomb shop as well, so there's actually multiple. The bomb shop is not the rare shop, which is a really good thing for these runners.
Alright, so 2 dungeons down, 2 dungeons we have no idea what they are quite yet.
Yeah, I feel like looking at this, the first dungeon that HN found had a good shot of being not a second, almost had a good shot of being a shape. I was trying to place it with most of the other dungeon shapes that you would see, and I don't feel like that came through. But these Gyptos didn't get lucky and roll really young, but young. They didn't roll really low at all. Oh, gosh, it looks like they're 3. It looks like they may have rolled a full 11 hit points here. That is going to be an ugly room.
Yeah, if you want to kill those, you're going to do get each one 3 times. Now, rupees are cheap, and there's our free candle for HN.
Oh,
so
there
you're
it
going
is.
to save that 45.
Not the regular old start screen, just exactly where you expect to find it all. And we are on Mixed Quest Overworld, so you will be seeing runners, play some bombs, sometimes burn some bushes that are not actually what you expect to see.
And our
Ooh,
white
picked
sword
that
item
up.
was, in fact, our white sword. It was the 4 pack of bombs.
Well, that's a good thing to find. Usually when you see that, you get a little bit panicked. You say, oh my gosh, that's just the magical sword. But this is actually a good thing. This means that when you're in a dungeon, you don't have to worry, oh, did I miss a room with an item because it turned out to be the bomb upgrade. It will be just a flat out, straight on, whatever you find an item somewhere, it'll be good.
Fury taking the risk of gambling, and I get 23 back.
Well, with those numbers that we saw there, I don't think you're playing that game again. I mean, it was a lovely negative 46 was sitting on the table there. So I mean, maybe if the other positive number ends up being pretty good, but right now I'd say that's not going to be one they're going to be pursuing. And Fury running along the coast, one of my least favorite places because it's not really a good landmark. I bomb typically right under the A, where the A button would be to try to bomb that, but it's always tough to figure out exactly where that's going to be here.
Yeah, I kind of do the same kind of strategies. Kind of pick out landmarks on the HUD to figure out where to place your bombs. I think that's kind of one of the safer routes to go.
Yeah, fortunately, it wasn't so bad there. They were able to get these without too much trouble. I don't know if that's right. Fury had not seen this because Fury was low on health the first time and coming down the coast and came down the left side. But nothing exciting there. Fury takes a retry, and HN saving his progress as well. So, I mean, right now we're seeing the runners. They both have their candle. They can burn. We're still seeing going to see a lot of exploration here while they try to figure out where to go in order to try to beat, try to find some dungeons that they might actually be able to make some progress in.
As long as our Lionels continue to be kind-ish to them anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you can always come back to those screens later. If you have to. Just screen scroll. These guys are both pros at that. So screen scrolling is going to be something that they are going to be able to do without too much issue. Whoa, that was a nice dodge by HN there to dodge the sword coming in.
So we have a 2 small, so you're getting a 31 medium, so a little bit below average so far.
Yeah, and we've got, the runners right now are still trying to figure out anything. I mean, you got some bombs here. You're seeing some nice retry strats here by Fury. Fury is trying to use hit all the bomb locations, and then probably take a retry so that way it doesn't lose all the health, or it doesn't lose the bombs. Because right now the resources are very, very scarce at best. Is probably the best way to put this. HN's now about to find out just how nasty these Gyptos are going to be.
Yeah, especially that we're 10 minutes in, we haven't even found a single small key yet. And only 2 dungeons overall.
Ooh, oh, that's a nice... Oh boy, this is not gonna be good. I don't think Ichen has enough bombs to take out this last Gibdo.
He could do what he's doing now and bomb twice and then finish off with a candle, possibly.
Yeah. But yeah, I was gonna say you got 11, so you can definitely do that. But he's got to be really careful here. It's gonna be really good to see if he can pull it off. You need to get that Gibdo. You have to get all 3 hits of the fire on this Gibdo plus the 2 bombs. Bombs won't be so bad. The Gibdos are slow. There we go. One. Oh, okay. But Ichen knows just how much he needs. They're tough. I mean, typically, if you can get them into the stun type of lock, you're in great shape.
Nicely done.
That was impressive.
All for a transport.
I'm still trying to decide what that's going to be. Okay, that's a good sign. The Vires died with a single bomb, so that's going to be really helpful for the runners. We do have second quest Stairways on, so... HM wanting his progress back, he up-A's. And Fury has taken one of these staircases here to find out where we're going to go in the future here.
Oh, lovely. Pulse Voice and Wizard. That's a great dungeon.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I don't mind the Pulse Voice. Wizards. Yeah, there's our small key.
First one of the game. 11 minutes and 45 seconds in. If you're those people who are taking the bets, that whoever got closest to that without going over has in fact turned out to be our winner for the evening. Congratulations.
And a ladder block.
Got a bit of an L shape there. I could... No, it can't be 2. It might be another shape, a type of dungeon. I'm trying to run through my head the other shapes. I should probably have memorized more of the maps, but my brain doesn't tend to click on those most of the time.
Well, shapes are in place, so it could just be an actual shape.
Yeah, I'm trying to confirm whether... Oh gosh, that is an ugly room. Yeah, I'd bank on shapes in one half of the dungeons here, or one of the sets. I think it's going to be 1 to 6 at this point are shapes, and then 7 to 9 will be something else.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of feeling that way. So 7 through 9 would be either first or second quest, depending.
Yeah, which means you really want to find that small shape and then go grab that, because that is going to the small shape there would be level 1, having 3 items in it at this point. So.
Fury gonna find his free candle and burn it, just because.
Okay, I've now established I'm rooting for Fury on this matchup. Ignore the fact that HN beat me, and therefore, I'm not feeling bitter at all or anything, but he did the right thing and burned the candle. So I'm perfectly okay with him burning that midnight oil.
Fred, a proponent of burning useless items.
Hey, if bombs were a little bit more prevalent in this game, I would definitely be recommending those as well, but unfortunately they're actually a key item resource, as 8gen has discovered a very dark shadow level here in the middle of Death Mountain.
I didn't see what cave he went in on, but this could be interesting to see what he has here. And Moblin's drawing up to, not dying to the candle.
Yeah, this is tough. They really want this ladder at this point here, and I mean, it's tough because any room that has a block in it, you have to consider that could be a room that will give you, you have to clear to get a stair. Ooh, the initial shape we're seeing here for 8gen side almost looks like a spiral. Not guaranteed, but I'm feeling a lot of a spiral here.
Possibly level 8. Maybe, yeah, it's part of
That'd be more 7, I think. I feel like that one might be... I don't think he was on the top row, so... I think that may have actually been 7. If I'm remembering my spirals correctly. We'll see. Oh, good. Fury working here to try to clear. You're gonna see much fewer open staircases again here. That's one of the flags that's set in this here is to require many more staircases here. But Fury has found a transport stair. Yeah, I'd say with reasonable certainty, Agen has in fact found level 7 here. So this could be a shapes with second quest done with second.
Second quest with the shapes first half.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, thank you. My brain is. I swear, my brain's normally better than this.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, we'll go with that. And Fury there is in some form of shapish dungeon then, and not having any luck being able to bomb out of that room.
Always feels good to find like a stealth staircase like that. You worked hard to clear the room and just like, oh cool, I can make progress. Oh wait, it's one of those.
Yeah. Ooh, and of course the triple Dodongo room in a well-lit room. That's not really what you want to be seeing in this seed. You don't like those Dodongos because unlike the vanilla game, normally in the vanilla game you can force, you can get yourself a whole bunch of bombs with the sword and everything, and you can't do that here. It is an annoying, evil thing. That's an understatement. Oh, yep, we're shapes confirmed.
Yeah, and given by that size, that's probably a 2 or 3, I would say.
Yeah, it feels like more of a 3. 3, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 17. Yeah, it's probably middle of the road. Up. Agen has found a Triforce. Has been, I think, the bubble curse appears to be inversion.
Yeah, just the way he was kind of walking a little on the funny side.
It's always tough to tell as as someone, a commentator trying to watch, but you watch the reactions and see. I mean, you can tell the slow one easily. Oh man, and that room there, the Tektites seem to have, one of the Tektites rolled high. The orange Tektite seems to have rolled very high. I think the blue you can get. Okay, but he's able to at least take out a Gorilla there. But now we're running low on bombs, so that's a little bit of a scary situation here. Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Those hit points on the red Gorillas are rolling 1, which means that forcing bombs is not a... You're maybe not forcing bombs, but you can eventually, theoretically, with enough time, you can always get bombs back. Might not be easy to, but we'll see.
He does manage to get rid of the Gibdo, so he takes out the enemy with the highest HP.
Yep. Oh, and nice.
Oh, that's a good reward.
Oh, that's nice. The red ring is going to serve a huge benefit here for Fury. That's the floor item. You're not clearing this room in most likelihood, but he's going to try to reset the count just in case he can somehow pull a 10 count here because he's about to go out of bombs.
Is it possible for this to be 1, though? At 17 rooms?
I feel like, it technically is possible. Oh man, Fury just lost. Oh, you can always go buy more bombs, but... it's possible for it. Oh, then that was a Moldor room was required to get whatever Triforce this is. But it's possible for it to be. It's just typical. The 1 through 6 will end up in order from smallest to largest. They all share an 8x16 grid, so 128. And if you were to divide that by 6, doing my quick math, that'd be about 20 run rooms on average per, minus a little bit because of the staircases. So the average is around 20, so this is a little bit less than the average. So it might be that, but I feel like it's still a little too high probably for level 1. And Fury clearing that lovely room that we normally find Goma in and finding out that is in fact nothing.
And Jacob are finding another dungeon down in the Dead Woods in this dark gray palette.
Agen discovering here that it is in fact level, we don't know what level it is, but it's got the Gorilla set again here. Plus side Fury trying to get some bombs desperately and clearing this room because this room could be a staircase. It is a staircase, so we've already seen the transport. This is going to be our item. Which is not a bad item to find, the magical boomerang here.
No, especially the Certainly Seed. If those Garus, for example, rolled 0 HP, which is possible, it'll kill Bomb Dropper, which is nice.
And on top of that, the boomerangs are great. I mean, people tend to prefer the wooden boomerang a little bit more because the magical boomerang flies out further. It's a little harder to control. But you have the ability to lock an enemy in place. Actually, with that, you might be right about the level being... Well, I guess if it's... I'm trying to decide here based on where we found that drop just laying out. That's possible this is one. Didn't think so, but let's see. Let's see if if Fury gives us a check. Fury is walking away. I think Fury has decided that at this point, take what you got and come back later.
Yeah, that's probably 3 then if he's not gonna call it level 1.
Yeah, so the only thing that's throwing me a little bit there is where that placement was of the item, but...
Yeah, it'd be nice if he checked his menu for us, but can always happen, I guess.
Yeah. So Fury having that first Triforce here, of whichever Triforce it'll end up being, and let's see here if we get what we get going on. Okay, good. Yep, there we go. Fury, I think, had to remember which bush it was to burn, so lined up, because that screen, the screen there is an exact mirror image of itself, so figured out which bush he had to burn normally coming from one side, and then just went to the other side to burn the same bush.
Yeah, I'm not good at like spatial recognition, so I just counted 5 over, and that's why I know where it is.
The bushes can be, the burning can be tough in, with the mirrored overworld. I created it kind of as a lark, okay, this is going to potentially, be a baby step if I ever do randomize the overworld. It was kind of just meant to be what stuff has to change, and give an interesting little bit of, moving everything around, messing up some of the screen scrolls. And it has definitely... can throw some people. The interesting thing is that technically, it doesn't change the game for a player who doesn't use the, glitches. Technically, aside from just remembering which bushes to burn, there's no screen scrolls changing for them because they're not screen scrolling, they're literally just walking through.
Ategenos back in the gray level, and that was northeast of Vanilla 1 in that 5 bush.
Oh, geez, those fires are just not cooperating, but he manages to get the bomb drop, which is awesome. Only to discover, of course, that it was, in fact, a transport staircase. Man, this is such a scary level. At least he knows where he ended up there, but this is such an annoying level with the Wizrobes and the poles. Especially in the swordless variation here, you literally can do nothing. Well, I guess you can kill all the Wizrobes and keep going, but there's really, again, it's a bomb-intensive and you gotta pray. And pretty much it's decent chances this one was ladder blocked, I think is what we discovered, unless there's a hidden bomb wall that you could take to keep going.
Yeah, I think Fury checked most of the walls and nothing kind of gave through to him.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be more than willing to concede this level as a bomb there. Fury is back here, so Fury might actually be trying to see if if this is in fact level 1.
8 bombs, so he can potentially kill this Donga room.
That's what he's going for. This is a scary concept here, but it's a quick up A check because if especially with the retry, you can just come back. You can just retry if this turns out to not be anything. I think it's a key at least, which for 4 rupees, essentially it's $8 to 8 rupees to get back the bomb. I would take that.
Yeah, I would take that too, especially considering that the bombs is not too far from the start, so you're not really losing much.
Ooh.
And the banana does take out the orange Guria, so that's a nice pick. That's a nice thing to see.
That's definitely a good thing. I mean, I could tell their Fury, I think, was trying to build up to a count there and just did not. get what he wanted in the end. So, but gets the bomb drop there. Oh, and the blue Tektites also are 0 hit points. The oranges rolled high, but I'm trying to remember if there was like what other rooms Fury couldn't hit here.
The one to the left, right in this room.
Oh,
here,
yes.
He didn't get into the little nub there.
Yes. And turns out to be the old man.
I was a little surprised he didn't check his map before coming back here to invest the time into it, though.
Well, I mean, again, with where that bomb, with the drop ended up in, with where the drop ended up, it could just be that he's going with the theory that this is level 1 and exploration would be a good thing to try to get that fourth item, get the third item here. And this is great grouping if the fourth final Gibdo decides to actually come down here. With some great grouping here.
Oh no. Just not close enough to the wall, unfortunately, to get the third hit. There's 4 bombs, though, so he'll still be okay.
Yeah, coming in here with the up A, shouldn't be too bad. 8gen is now going back to explore Death Mountain. I believe we'll find another level. Okay, going back into this level here. I know, checking out a couple of the rest of the spots around here on Death Mountain, which is not a bad play, especially with the any roads taking you over here. You just check these out while you can, while you have bombs to spare.
Yeah, because at worst you can just take an up A and get your bombs back, so it's not going to make or break them either way.
And this would be useful with the 60. That shop is actually a pretty nice shop, except for the fact that they already have 2/3 of what they need from that.
Well, that's a nice find.
Oh, wow. So that was level 1, in fact. Fury picking that up without even having to pause by checking that from the fact of the location of the map there, and that is the wand. So that wand was in 1, in addition to that red ring and the blue boomerang. So that is a really solid find there. That's going to put Fury in great shape. You now have repeatable offense. You can actually kill stuff that isn't Wizrobes. Oh, we've seen a couple of Wizrobe dungeons already, but this is going to be a really big find for Fury here in the early going.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long it takes Agent to go back to that level, because he's been there once already. And knowing that those Gibdos rolled high, it might take him a little bit to check that back out.
Oh, we got level 9 already, so level 9 is going to be located pretty close to its vanilla spot, a couple of screens east of there. Not too bad.
So I think we're still missing 2 dungeons by my count.
That sounds about right. We've definitely seen Vanilla 7. We've seen a few of the other dungeons. Again, it looks like most of the most of the Shapes dungeons rolled probably close to similar size based on the math there.
I like that pickup of the potion by Fury with the red ring and 5 hearts and the wand already. I think that's a really smart play to pick up the potion.
Completely agree. You're working with the potion. You have you've got the possibility of a bubble turning you around, which isn't, not end of the world typically, but it's annoying, especially in certain dungeons. Last week in finding more dungeons, Fury has now found another gray dungeon here.
Yeah, this is the one that chased HN out a little early.
Oh yes, that's right. But
he
didn't have. Yeah, but this is going to be a. It was out here, and Fury was trying to avoid getting the bubble there, or trying to avoid getting the clock there, so that way he could try to grab the blue bubble. But fortunately, it looks like we'll get a chance here. Oh, lovely. I'm interested to see the map. Okay, never mind. Not quite as interesting. Oh. That could have been that was a bait block. So I was kind of hoping that would be a surprise bait block. Oh, what we got here for HN? HN is in a green dungeon with the map, and it's definitely 100% a shape dungeon.
19 rooms, so slightly bigger than 1, so 3 or 2 probably.
Yeah, good shot of that. I wouldn't be surprised to see this being... I mean, it feels like it should be the size of a 3, but, I'd say at this point 2 is certainly a possibility as well here.
Fury trapped into this room with this Gibdo, not Gibdo, Guria.
Gurias.
Couldn't get back. I know the enemy names, I swear.
Okay, so that with that walkthrough wall that Agent just went through, I think that confirms this to be 2, because 3 with the with Super Manhandla. Oh gosh, this is an annoying fight, especially with just bombs.
Yeah, it could be a big 2 or a small 4, but it can't be 3.
Yeah, I'd go at this point likely with the and Agent is going to probably retry this with the bomb loss.
Yeah, he does just that.
The one dungeon that Agent got the Triforce out of actually was level 8. Not even level 5, so he's been in level 8 already, which I'm kind of surprised at because I didn't think that was level 8 at the time.
Well, wasn't that the shape, the spiral? Because if that was 7, 8 would be flipped on the HUD, wouldn't it?
No, the 7 and 8 won't be flipped. Oh yeah, with the HUD. Oh, you're right. Yes, that's right. So that was 7. Confirmed. Yep, my brain's not working. Sorry. So yeah, HN did get the 7. These second quest things were one of the most annoying decisions that any designer could have made. You could have just, moved the things around and, made it nice and pretty and not had to do something where you just say, oh, we're just going to change what the letter is it displays. But Fury has found one of the items in level 8 here. This is just a lovely heart container. So, again, the heart containers are shuffled, so you can see potentially up to 2 items in most dungeons. Level 8 could have 3 items in it, as well as level 1. And in this case, a lot of the heart containers seem to be falling into...
Accidental potion use.
Which is not an end-of-the-world thing. I mean, it's not what you really want to see, but...
Alright, he's got 6 bombs and 3 Dodongos. Let's see how it goes.
That's an interesting decision there, choosing to go for the Dodongos over going for the bombing through the wall to possibly try to get to the rest of the spiral. But at this point, you're still looking to try to get that second item, or in this case, just walking through to get anything. Oh, sheesh, that is a nasty... Landmo rooms are tough, and Fury will have a little bit of an advantage with the red ring there when he comes back. And was that the... Oh gosh, I hope that wasn't the actual Triforce room that had the Landmo in it.
It was, actually.
Oh gosh. Yeah, Ichigen will have a hard time taking that one, I think.
He could try to run across the other side and hide in the doorway, but he had to spend the key to do that. I don't think that's worthwhile.
No.
I mean, there's a chance of the items down there, but...
Oh, nice bombing on that Manhandla in the end. Coming back in there and crushing it, first try. At this point, the gap, even though the Triforce counts are about the same, until HN makes that play back to 1, we're going to be seeing Fury grow a little bit of the lead here, because Fury can just kill things.
And there's the Triforce and what we believe is this level 8 in Hello Compass of course, I guess.
That's so much fun to get the compass there, right?
Well, he's going to chase him back to the Triforce now because he can't do much in this room.
Yeah, lucky he has... there's the map to try to confirm where he is. Fortunately, got very lucky there that he was actually able to return. If that had been a different enemy set in the room, Fury would not have been able to get get back to the Triforce, and he would have had to up A and go again, and those Dodongos would have come back to life.
Yeah, but he's just going to say goodbye to level 8 for now. Well, he has no bombs, so he might just be checking around. But yeah, without any bombs, there's not much else you can do there.
No, I mean, level 8 is the giant spiral, and with all the extra staircases, having gotten 1 floor item and 1 regular item out of there, you bail, you abort, you come back later.
So you only have the heart container. Let's see what the other one was that he found.
We found 2 heart. We found 1 heart in a stair and 1 heart on a floor.
Ah, okay, thank you.
So,
yeah, so I'd probably leave that by now.
Yeah.
Just the odds of probability aren't that great.
I mean, there's got some, staircase of Gambler's fallacy type of scenarios, but no matter what happens there, you're not going to, going back in is just going to be a... there's much better to explore and try to find where the other dungeons are at this point.
Taking the long walk through the dead woods back over to the grave.
Yeah, it's actually, again, with the mirrored overworld, that's one of the things you actually can't really work around. You can potentially take a stair, again, you could potentially screen scroll up near the river on the way to level 9, but you can't actually screen scroll through the dead woods.
And Ategenos found another Lamola room.
These things are annoying. That's an understatement. They're scary because you can't guarantee killing all of them because of where the bombs are, with the way that they move. They can be very unpredictable.
Yeah, but what Ategenos was able to do was he was able to kill one of them and then leave the room and trick the game into killing the second one for him, at least.
That's a great little trick that you can use. Ategenos clearing out those rooms and just, man, that is a tough setup there. Again, without the wand or anything, without repeatable offense, and I gotta give credit to Ategenos because his skill of being able to get through these dungeons without running into anything like that is pretty darn incredible. That's an understatement.
Ategenos back into this gold dungeon, which we don't know what it is quite yet.
At this point, yeah, all the other dungeons that we have left are going to be some form of shape. We're going to need to find some form of map, at least with them being levels 1 through 6. The map is guaranteed to not be behind a bomb wall or a minimal number of bomb walls. So we at least will at some point have a good chance of seeing. I mean, it's possible it's behind a Goma or something else, so there's always a little bit of potential of things being bad. But it's not as bad as it used to be.
That's a beautiful bomb shot by Fury. Down to 1 bomb up in Death Mountain. Gets another set of 8 for 8 rupees. Always nice to fill up your bombs while you're up in Death Mountain.
Oh, completely agreed. Of course, now we're discovering... Ategenos discovering that whatever this level is a 2-key block minimum. Penalty pay or take the transport staircase with all the Gibdos. Oh.
And there's our magical bombs. Probably not going to pick those up considering where they are all the way up in Death Mountain.
Yeah, you're not coming back over here, so even come back there with 10 plus bombs, and the fact that you can just spend 4 rupees. And once you have especially once you have the magical wand, you're just going to go in and out a couple of times, kill 10 enemies with the wand and get get more bombs with the 5 rupee there. And that's great purchase by Fury. I'm a fan of bait. I've started to grow, especially in the swordless tournaments, that having the bait, because you might need it in some of the levels, and in other places, it's good to help group up some of the enemies really nicely, especially, so it's not as big of a deal, but without the boomerang, that can be a really great tool for that side. It was also dirt cheap.
And FurySK find the Spirit Temple Palette dungeon.
Yeah, that palette is I really do like that palette. That is going to be that's our level 7. Which Fury's going to have a bit easier time than Ategenos here because Fury has the capacity to actually kill things with that wand, which Ategenos, has had to go in and bomb everything and get lucky with some of the candle hits.
One thing I do miss is the Virtual Boy palette.
That was a really good palette. It's a shame. Unfortunately, as there were a couple of people pointed out to me the fact that people who do suffer from color blindness, basically for them, It was like playing in a blackout dungeon. So we did have to pull that one because, you know, as I said, it was a good, had a good look to it, but if it's going to be rendering the seed unplayable for some people, then obviously that's not a good thing to do.
And takes out the Gleeok and nothing pushes there. Gotta choose where to spin the key now.
Yeah. Fortunately, it wasn't quite the paradox of deciding what to do. And ooh, key laying out in this room. This could, that's a very good chance of being a staircase that is required to go through. Man, lots of holes on this seed.
Well, it seems like they're a little bit on the squishy side, though. Yeah,
The holes are annoying, but they're not necessarily the end all be all.
If you're gonna see another staircase here, you'll be able to push it open, or not.
$18 levels, so this could be 3 or maybe 4 or something like that. It could be 3, because I don't think it's 2. But
well,
8 gen
if one was
retry.
17, then this should be level 2.
Yeah. Well, it could be possible 2 and 3 tied there, but yeah, that's definitely possible. So the level we saw earlier could potentially be level 4 then. As I said, a lot. So it looks like, you know, the low levels rolled really high here, and the higher levels rolled much, you know, therefore would probably be much lower. We still haven't seen a map for like 5 or 6 yet.
To be fair, we just really need to identify levels 1 and 2 because 3, 4, and 5 will basically share the same mindset of one staircase, one floor.
That's true, and level 6 will share the mentality of just don't touch anything here, run as fast as you can.
Yeah, Triforce, please, goodbye.
Level 6 having the distinction typically of being the very large dungeon, basically becoming the level 7 from First Quest, just in terms of the fact of having a very large size and no way to actually do stuff there.
So far, not much doing this level 7 for Fury, though. Ategenos is still kind of digging around here. The high-rolling Gibdos are kind of stymieing him a little bit.
Yeah, this is a nasty... See, I mean, he did find a heart container. So I think he's trying to see if he can avoid, you know, try to get as much out of that as he can, but... it's gonna be a pain. He's getting really good bomb groupings, he just hasn't killed many yet.
Yeah, and unfortunately with that red candle on the coast, we know he's not getting any offense here, so his offense source is really going to be level 1.
Yeah, until we find the bow somewhere. If he finds the bow, that might actually be a... You know, having silvers especially, that could actually turn things around, because then he'd be more likely to go back to 1.
Yeah, or I mean the ladder to get to the red candle, so both those would probably help him a bit. And ladder we've already seen is blocking the Triforce, so might be a little bit necessary for there.
Yeah, minor details. Oh, geesh, really? Yeah, those Gibdos are annoying. Now I'm pulling for the bow. Bow could turn this back around for 8gen. Could give him a really good chance to be able to keep going. Oh!
The one thing I found with bow as a combat item, though, is if you depend on it too much, you're gonna burn through all your money.
That's true.
That could play a factor also. Because we are playing with most likely a second quest mixed overworld. So we haven't seen one large secret, so that kind of tells me it's a little bit on the more rare side.
Yeah, it's certainly possible. I mean, we've seen a lot of these other things in place, so you're right. It's certainly possible that it's a second quest overworld with the mix, in which case then you've got a very, as you said, very low money count. But on the plus side, you know, being able to kill certain things with the wand might help some. Okay, 8gen coming back here now, and going to try to get through there again, and just this time hopefully not die too.
So I stand corrected, we did see a large, it was 99, so again, a little bit below average, so all around average money seed.
It's not so bad. So Ategenos actually doing a really good play here. He's trying to build a count up on the Tektites, that way he can guarantee extra bombs, killing the Gyptos. And after all, if you have to use 3 bombs anyway to get the Gyptos, you want to, maximize your chance of being able to profit off of that. Oh, that's a good bomb. Like I said, Ategenos is a master of this, being able to come through and rearrange things so that way you'll be able to take care of taking out these enemies.
FurySK getting locked into a room, and instead of taking the up A, he chooses to give up a heart. This deep into the 11, I don't disagree with that play, especially since he does have the red ring already.
Yeah, you've got the red ring. You've already found that the white sword item, you found out what it is, that it's nothing of major importance here. And you've already taken care of things, so at this point you're just trying to survive. That Gypto just said, nope, I don't feel like getting burned today.
And odds are, with the heart shuffling, you gotta find at least 2 or 3 more, so...
Yeah. Okay, so Fury can confirm for us that we are in fact in the spiral there. And man, he's cleared a lot of this spiral.
At least we'll have Second Quest level 9, which tends to be a little bit on the easier side.
Oh! That was a painful hit there for Ategenos, having the bomb perfect placement, and then surprise, there goes the kickback, knocking the the Gorillas away before the bomb could kill them. Potentially kill them. We don't even technically know if it would have killed them. I think 2 bombs have taken them out, but...
Fury finding another mugger room here in level 7. Gives up money this time instead of the heart.
At this point, it's probably not a bad play. I mean, you could probably give up the heart if you really wanted to, but... It's, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other at that point. Okay, so Ategenos coming back here to the level 4 potentially then, based on size. Grabbing the key, that way he actually has a key now.
And a dark room with a Goma, so that's not going to have anything for us, so we know where the Triforce is.
Fury here has basically cleared this entire dungeon and still has not found the item, really, at this point, so...
Yeah, I think we still have both items at large here. So they gotta be to the left past the Triforce.
Ategenos just... hammering against this wall here, trying to get something to help get through all these Gyptos here, to try to be able to get further into the level, possibly try to get the Triforce. Ladder could actually be really nice to find if he's able to find one in here.
And a staircase in the Triforce room comes to an item, and it is the any keys, so the rich get richer.
Wow, really? Oh man, that stinks, because Ategenos was in there, and just went, I think he may have bubbled right into the Triforce, and it may have been what happened with there, but he just took it and ran in the end. Oh, that is a little painful.
He may head back because he has items still to locate, but we'll see.
Let's see what we got here. We got Heart Container. Fury can now exit the dungeon. I mean, the any key obviously is a good thing, the magical key, because when you get it, you don't have to worry about keys anymore. But on top of that, it significantly reduces the number of rooms you actually have to clear in the dungeons, which ends up being a really powerful thing to do there. So, oh gosh. Oh, come on, give Ategenos a good... Give him something, a break here or something.
Gets Battle and Molos finally.
Yep, using the fire boost there to get down to a you get through there with only half a heart left to survive, and now gonna take this room out very slowly and carefully because a single, like he almost got there, would murder him brutally in his sleep.
So Fury is going to the same dungeon now, and we'll see just how much more quickly he can do it with the wand and the red ring.
Yeah, we're gonna see that that's gonna significantly improve his clear times here. I mean, just look at this one room right here, killing the Gyptos.
And the Aniki also. Magical key, whatever you want to call it.
Oh yeah.
And the Guerrilla's rolling up on HP too. They have 5 or 6.
Yeah. It is not a fun room, but fun thing, especially for 8-gen with the lack of resource. Let's see what he's got here to face to get to this Triforce. Oh, that's a hard room. That is such a hard room.
I mean, the game has to be kind of occasionally, I guess.
Nah. Have you seen what this game is? So, 8-gen has picked up the Mystery Triforce. That's confirmed that was level 3, actually.
So I think we still have a staircase here somewhere. Staircase item?
Yeah, I'm trying to run through my head and see if there was anything.
Oh, that one molar room.
Oh no, not that room.
I don't believe there was a shard there, and there was definitely a push block. Yeah, right here.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be it. You're right.
Yep, staircase pushes, and we'll see what we have that Agent could not dig out. And it's just a heart, so
okay.
No pain there.
8-gen coming back here though. Now he knows it's level 3. He's gonna try to kill the Landmo. He's gonna use the up A, kill that Landmo with a whole bunch of bombs here, hopefully.
Not having the map is going to keep Fury here a little bit longer. Map or compass.
They'll come along soon enough. I feel like the map was in one of these easy-ear rooms to get to. It required the keys, but...
Lemola's posing no threat all the Fury anymore.
Yeah, and this is just that, as I said, this is just that significant benefit here of having the wand, and just how that sustainable source of combat is just such a important thing under these flags.
Not just that, but when you pair it with the red ring, you kind of just buzzsaw everything. Oh, compass right next door, so he knows where the Triforce is now, so he can just say goodbye to level 3.
Agent getting the unfortunate news there that the Landmo gave nothing. That one Landmo gave nothing, and he is moving on, well, possibly, to a different dungeon of sorts.
He may be heading over to 1, so...
That would be a great thing to have happen. I mean, he's shown he's willing to clear rooms.
Yeah, so this is level 1 right here.
Okay, this is good. This potentially can really swing this game back. To even. Fury's got a bit of a lead, but if we can get through this here, you're gonna see. I think you're gonna see 8-gen. 8-gen could turn on the afterburners big time once he gets weaponry to be able to do this.
The only thing I'm concerned at this point is he only has 1 key. I think there were quite a few key blocks here. But yeah, as long as he can get some keys and get up to where that wand is, he can definitely catch back up. He's not behind by that much.
No, not at all.
Exploration at this point.
Yep, Fury taking the 3 Triforce now, so that way we are able to, hopefully able to catch up a bit here. Again, we know the wand is hidden by a whole bunch of Gyvdos, but once that happens, once HN gets there, HN again has clearly shown he's going to clear those rooms. It's just a matter of time, and he'll find the Bloomerang, which will help things out a bit on the clearing process here. If I remember correctly, this is the troll staircase. This will take him to a single room he won't be able to bomb out of.
I have 6 dungeons down so far. So we're still missing 3?
We've found 9, we've seen 7 and 8, we've seen 1, we've seen 3. I feel like there are 1 or 2 other shapes that we've seen, but
We've seen the one that's northwest of Vanilla 1, and that dark green dungeon that we don't know what it is, either whether it be 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So we're still missing 2 dungeons.
Yeah, this is the dungeon Fury that's in right now, where we're pretty sure we're ladder blocked, unless we have to kill these 6 blue whiz robes. I hope not. Please no. Please no.
That would be fun. I mean, red ring, so it's not awful, but...
Well, again, but you're locked in the room, so you literally have 6 plus if you can create a... If you could somehow get a force in place, maybe. That room, but... You got fires there, so it's not completely... completely bad room to go through in that perspective, but... It's still ugly. Having to fight that many blue wizrobes and hope that you can constantly group them together and hope they don't shoot you.
And a nice clock, getting them clear some a little bit easier, and finding out that orange wizrobes rolled up is not a good feeling. Alright, so it looks like 2 bombs for the orange and 3 for the blue.
I don't think he's gonna like where this comes out. Yep, it comes right back out where the fires are. HN avoiding the Triforce for now. We know that will yield some fun. I don't think he actually yields any fun up here at the top, but...
Well, he did get his red ring, so that's a nice pickup for him.
Red ring is step 1, that's important. The Bloomerang comes up soon. And then, hopefully, he will come back in after a save.
Yeah, get the main prize of the dungeon.
And we got Fury here heading over now to buy more bombs. And probably head... I'm trying to decide which dungeon Fury will be heading back for. One of our mystery dungeons at this point.
That room right there with the Ategenos was just in would be his wand room, as long as he clears that out.
That was a nice damage boost, though, to try to avoid. Of course, now he's avoiding that room because that's the room you want to save to the very end.
Sees all those Lemolas, he's like, nope.
No, if I got my choice, I'm gonna go kill the Gyvdos beforehand. Except he's just gonna tank through and try to kill these friends here. Alright, come on, HN.
Well, this will get him his blue banana if he picks it up, which I hope he does, because I'll help him in the next room.
He will. This is a item that you, again, in Swordless, you need a boomerang if you don't have a wand. And hopefully that will then lead to a very quick wand pickup, but... Now the question is, will HN skip this not being sure of what level he's in? Nope, he's going to cluster him. Oh, that's perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a good race here carting up again.
Yeah, Fury is ahead, but HN is very, very well versed at Swordless. If anyone can come back from this, it's going to be him.
Oh, absolutely. This is going to be a good placement there by HN. He's able to group them up so that way he can just clear them out in bombs. And making sure after every single bomb placement, he immediately throws the boomerang to try to lock them in place. And he has the wand now.
And Fury is back into what we believe is either 4 or 5.
Now, the interesting debate for me is trying to figure out, mindset-wise, what are these guys going to be doing? Never mind, okay.
Well, I think that's a quality find.
Absolutely, that is a really vital find, and so now at this point, really, we know we need a ladder, or I guess strictly we don't know we need a ladder, but there's very high probability we need a ladder in order to get the Triforce out of another one of these dungeons. So really at that point, you know you're not going to need the ladder out of 9, or ladder won't be a 9.
Or it could be right there.
Oh, gosh. Wow. So theoretically, we're essentially in a scenario where Furies and Triforce can go at this point.
As long as that last dungeon is not blocked by some kind of movement item, he's all set.
To be fair, we still do have, you know, they've explored almost all the overworld at this point, but I don't anticipate either of them are really going to be going back to the coast to get that red candle. I mean, it can be a little bit useful, but with the silvers that they, with the fact that they have the silvers and, or rather Fury having both the silvers and the red candle, I just don't think not the red candles, in the wand. You're probably not going to see it.
That lovely dungeon that Fury was just in was just a very large level 4.
Oh, wow. Well, 6 is going to be pretty small, I think, relatively then, so we got 1, 3, 4, 7, and 8 for Fury. We got Ategenos getting stuck here, and I believe this is going to be... Is this 8? He's back in?
Our dark gray was level 8, yes.
Yeah. So we know there's a heart container and a heart container in here. We don't know what the third item is. Potentially it's not going to matter. We'll have to... potentially it might not matter. We'll have to see. We know it's not the magical key, but we don't really know where the rest is going to end up being. You know, again, we're still short that one... We're still short that one level.
Well, Fury is about to... that screen was just on had one of our missing dungeons. Probably check the forgotten spot here, and then head back over that way.
This could be good. I mean, again, Fury has a... Oh, and here it is. That's the last one. If that's the last one, oh geesh. I suppose I could...
Yeah, that's all of our dungeons.
Is this the part where I have to be hoping for a Digdogger block in 9?
Well, Digdogger won't be a 9 in this flag set, unfortunately.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, that wasn't finalized when this came out, unfortunately.
I can still pray, right? I mean, there could be a Digdogger block for a Triforce or something. Let's then hope for that. Digdogger blocking Triforce after you get the ladder in that other dungeon that we didn't have yet. That's where what it's going to be, right?
Time will tell. Why's it always gotta be snakes? And the third mugger gonna give up another heart, which I can't blame him with 8 hearts still.
Yeah, you got ammo. Especially on a seed like this, you don't want to be throwing away your ammo if you can avoid it. And, 8 hearts with a red ring, you're in good shape. But Fury doesn't have enough bombs to clear these Wizro rooms, so that could actually be a little bit... Okay, Fury has now a couple more bombs to possibly be able to clear these Wizro rooms.
And considering that we know this is either 5 or 6, he could be in for a little bit of a haul here. This is the kind of level where the book will come in handy if you can find it.
Oh, completely agree. I mean, the question is whether or not, there's some debate. Do you pick up the book in this scenario? The shapes at this point, with the fact that, you still have a number of these dungeons that you haven't cleared, and therefore, save extraneous bombs, pathing through the dungeons, it's probably a worthwhile pickup to do. Well, it won't be on the floor in this dungeon.
Gets the clock, but they're too disparate out to take him out.
He doesn't have enough bombs anyway to take the blue, so he's got to pray that the... Oh, that's not good. Yeah, he can't clear this room because he needs 3 bombs. Unless he gets lucky and the orange drops a bomb drop, but you have to pray on the bomb drop at that point.
At this point, maybe more time proficient just to save and go buy your bombs and come back if you have to.
Yeah, I think that's what Fury is doing. Fury is coming on out and gonna go try to grab some bombs somewhere. Now you could technically farm here at the entrance. You do have a orange, not orange. You have a blue Octorok, and you have the Dark Knight right there on the adjoining screen. So you could potentially do that, but you just head up here instead. Oh, get the... Ah! Meanwhile, I got HN flying now here through level 8, continuing to try to clear all the rest of the rooms. We know... Man, I hate these mixed rooms. You come into those mixed rooms and, all of a sudden you're fighting, you're doing your stuff, and we got bomb upgrade. Sweet. Less sweet for the end result, but bomb upgrades are still... Increased bomb capacity is a good thing, right? Let's go with that theory. Okay, so HN here, wandering his way, hoping that this will be a push block stair. It is a push block stair, and it is yet another staircase here in level 8. So Fury is now back in the dungeon where we were ladder blocked, whatever dungeon this will be.
Yeah, so we know that this is going to be, again, either 5 or 6.
Oh, man, these rooms are so annoying with these wizards. You gotta kill the Vire, at least the Vires die to the one hit as we've seen. Oh!
Never a good feeling when the wizards take 3 bombs. At least they're not 4, though.
Agreed. At this point, you're pretty much Triforce and go. It's tough. You could say, well, do you kill, do you consider if you get a Triforce continue to poke around for items? But Fury just doesn't need them at this point. I'm trying to think if there's like anything that, Fury, I mean, I guess you might want to get a recorder to be safe, but really that's the only thing that could potentially stop things.
I'd actually do Decorous. This could be level 2 also. We haven't found that yet. Well, there's our power bracelet for Ategenos. Not necessarily needed in this seed, but it's good to have.
Oh, the power bracelet there. Fury taking home another Triforce. Yeah, that power bracelet out of 8 is going to be might be a bit of a red herring here for HN. We'll have to see how that goes. I don't know if he's found everything, or he's found everything. That was level 5 for Fury. Fury is now just missing 2 and 6 in order to triangle to head into level 9. I'm disappointed about this lack of recorder.
I know, it's one of my favorite items now, especially with your new adaptation to it.
Alright, so HN is a boarding out of 8. believe he's actually cleared the Triforce. So no, he does. Oh, he does not have the Triforce out of 8. So he is aborting at this point. And probably do the key scenario.
Yeah, the any key is never vital, but it's definitely extremely helpful.
Yeah. And Fury discovering level 9 now. Fury had not found level 9 prior to this. So the question now becomes, where... 8gen still checking all the spots, because 8gen has not found all the dungeons yet.
Fury with a second potion taken, I like it. I think Fury's missing that dark green dungeon. I don't think he's seen that yet.
Yeah, agreed. And now 8gen coming back into this dungeon, which we've said, I think we said this was 3. With all the Gibdos, because it turned out
forest.
Yeah, this is the one the Lionel or the Landmo was guarding, I think, the staircase or something.
Okay, this is level 3 then.
Yeah. But now that 8gen has the wand, this suddenly is a much easier dungeon than earlier.
It's always nice to go back to a dungeon that's giving you trouble and just annihilate it. Just a nice, like, satisfactory feeling.
Oh, completely. I mean, at this point, though, you're starting to say, hey, I'm behind. What do I, probably feeling a bit behind, especially in 8gen's case, because 8gen's saying, it took me how long to find that wand? And, at the same time, 8gen's going to be a little bit, I think, confident on the fact that that was not exactly an easy room, but at the same time, he's playing against Fury, who is an incredibly talented player, so... 8gen has now discovered that item wasn't 3. I think he's just trying to figure out where to go next, because again, we know he's a ladder block in what we now know as 5.
And he is back here into whatever dungeon this is, whether it be 2 or 5. That's our 2 or 6.
With the initial shape, I'd almost say this is going to be your 2. I could be wrong on
just
that.
Given by the enemy set.
Now, this is going to be a pain, because again, this is a 3 bombs required. That was a really nice second bomb there. That was some nice bombing there by Fury.
Yeah, very nice.
And that gets a compass. Ooh. Tricksy little location there. It's either a one-off stair, or it could potentially be a bomb down scenario, which you don't see very often, I feel like.
Snaky path in whatever level this is.
So again, looking at the battle here, 8gen is a little bit behind on the Triforces, but he does have the extra bombs, which is going to be a really nice little feature here. This has to be 2.
Yeah, this is definitely 2 between what we have left.
So 2 with a required bomb wall to get to the Triforce here. Hopefully not needing any more bombs to get further. Nope, just a key. Yeah, just see if you can quickly clear out an item here, just in case there's a recorder block at 6.
Gonna pick that up and head on.
Yeah, so Fury is now down to just getting the Triforce out of 6, and then we're good to go. We're gonna be able to go into level 9.
I don't know if he's seen level 6 though. I don't think he's been in that dark green dungeon yet.
Yeah, I think as you're saying that, that's the case. He's still hunting for That's probably the reason I think he was looking around for, items there, because he hasn't found Power Bracelet, he hasn't found Recorder, and with the mixed quest potential of, second quest dungeons, the fact that we haven't needed items is kind of, actually mathematically unlikely, despite the fact that normally you'd say, oh, that can't be, there's not a lot of them. I think you're actually turned out to be almost as likely to have a required item as you are to not. Wow, look at this. The size of this dungeon. That looks like Ridley.
Yeah, kinda, I can see that.
Especially the NES version, I feel like.
Gargamel from the Smurfs, I like that one too.
I can see that. There's so much different ways that you can look at those maps. The fun psych, debates about all those Rorschach tests and everything else can be very interesting. Interesting. Fury is again. I think Fury just didn't see this one spot. Fury is thinking this is. I think Fury thinks that he's going to need an item for one of these dungeons.
Yeah, he's still on that hunt for level 6, which is where I believe HN is right now. I didn't see where HN went in though for this level.
Alright, let's see, what is... Of course that's a transport stair, because why would it be a nice easy spot here? Oh, well, it's Power Bracelet.
Yeah, apparently Power Bracelet is needed.
See, that's what I get for thinking that I had the right count here. So yes, we're going to actually... This is where HN's now going to have a chance to pull back in, folks, actually. This is a decent shot here. You're going to need... is Fury going to actually make the play into second... back into 8, where he's already cleared 2 out of the 3 items? HN now has almost... I don't want to say the driver's seat yet, but HN is in really good position with this now, with the fact that he's able to come through like that. And there's the compass. HN doesn't need the compass here. And I still have to say the combat ability that these runners have is insane.
This is a very large level 6 though.
Agreed. The map's really helping HN out here. Yeah, imagine trying to navigate through this blindly. It'd be a tough dungeon to get through. Really glad that people suggested that to me. And I do actually listen to people, even though sometimes I can be stubborn. I actually do really listen to people a lot when they say to me, hey Fred, you should actually consider putting such and such in, or, you got feedback? I am likely to, especially in this case, the map one. I got swayed on in the end. Oh boy. HN may be in trouble in terms of getting the items out of this dungeon. We know that HN does not need this, as HN gets the 6 Triforce, but HN's gonna need to have, HN might be wondering in the back of his head, does he keep going? What do we do here?
So level 8 is down in the Forgotten spot, which is pretty much out of his way. So it'll be interesting how long it takes for you to actually head back over there, as you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, on top of that too, level 8's huge. Level 8 is a gigantic spiral. It's really, but it's simply annoying place to try to go through to get, things, and to come back there for just one. As I said, that may have, the Power Bracelet location being the issue here, might swing things considerably.
Yeah, point for Fury is he still has to get the bow and the ladder out of what we found was level 4 at the waterfall.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with what HN has when he gets back over there, I think he's gonna really start flying, and again, he's going to take off because he's going to think that he's behind at that point. Fury's going through trying to clear out a lot of these Wizard rooms that he's cleared out before, hoping to have a bare minimum amount of items needed in order to finish it off.
And a heart.
Ah, it could have been worse. We didn't want the heart, so he's gonna abort now. Now go off to a different dungeon here.
I guess the quote-unquote good news for Fury is he has been pretty thorough, so he doesn't have a lot to check as far as dungeons go, so 8 would probably be one of the first ones he goes back to, possibly.
Yeah, he has. It's definitely, that's been a big advantage that he's had, but it's just still a scary scenario here. Let's see where we go. When 8-Gen revisiting level 7 here. Hopefully he'll get the Aniki out of here, and that'll help out his hunt considerably. But will he go back to that Triforce room? Well, does he remember that the Triforce room in here had, the Triforce laying out in a not normal room, and therefore might be a item?
I think the worst thing right now for Fury to find would be the recorder.
Agreed. The recorder would be a tough find here. How did that Darkness dodge everything? That's what I want to know. That one Darkness that just had no hits whatsoever.
Wizard or Darknut?
Wizard, my brain's not working.
I was looking at the machine like, wait, where are the Wizard? Where? What? Fury still looking to dig out this level 5.
It's probably the smart play again. You don't want to go back to 8 if you can avoid it here. 8 has, again, a very large dungeon for one item. 5 at least is going to be smaller to some extent.
Yeah, but do you go with the shape that you know versus the shape that is a shape?
The large quantity of stairs, I take the shape, because you at least know with the weaponry you have, unless you see a Dig Dogger, you're going to be able to get a map here eventually in the process of clearing things out. Or hopefully.
The only other thought would be that the combat here is Wizard Rooms, where at least 8 you can actually just kind of bomb through everything, not bomb, but wand.
It's certainly a fair strat. I'll definitely give you that. You got to take that factor into account. I just feel like 5, especially with the way the rest of these dungeons have been, 5 has been smaller. You might be able to, again, and with the fact that there's far fewer stairs, it means it's going to be less combat potentially.
Linko guards the compass.
There's a heart container. So that's one of the 2 items in here. And we know that what Fury is looking for is going to have to go back to 8 for.
And we have a staircase, so as long as it's not a stealth staircase, we have the raft, so one spot.
Yeah, fortunately, at least that one will be a very short check at this point.
And it's very close to the dead woods, so that might kind of push him over there. Possibly.
This will be a quick check. Again, finding out there won't be anything of consequence, maybe a secret at this point. Could be a door repair, actually. I'm trying to decide which one of the 2 it would be.
So he hasn't done a retry quite yet, because if this raft doesn't help him, he'll probably just get some free bombs instead.
It's pretty close to a bomb shop here, if I remember, so he might just grab the bombs. Or hug all of his dark nuts. Ategenos getting a great clock. Here inside level 7, this won't help. Going for the double clip here.
It does look like Fury's making the play back to 8.
Oh, okay. This is a game here. That was the key thing that Fury needed to do here. We've got Ategenos here. Actually, Ategenos close to the Triforce room. He might walk through the Triforce room and realize that he didn't actually get the item in there, and then he'll be out of there. And if he gets out of there, I mean, at that point, he's got to go back to the other area there. Oh wait, what are you doing? Go back. Go back. Okay, maybe you can't go back that way, but...
The raft was in level 5.
Yeah. Unneeded for this seed. The only item needed for the seed for, all the pieces was, in fact, the power bracelet. Really hard to keep track of all these different, different dungeons here, but... Fury crushed it through level 8 here. Will be very happy upon finding the final item here at some point. That's the one item that he needs in order to finish things out. Although then the question will be, Fury might not know where to go in level 8 or which of the power bracelet spots to hit to get to the final dungeon here.
I don't remember exactly where the power bracelet was here in 8, but I don't think Ategenos had much of the double column left when he was done.
Yeah, no, I feel like Ategenos' typical area was a lot more. Yeah, he definitely did a lot of stuff along the top, because I remember him buying the bomb upgrade along the top, and I feel like he found the power bracelet shortly thereafter. Let's see here. We'll have to see what happens here. So we got Ategenos still continuing the run through. We have to get back to that Triforce room at some point here.
While they are kind of walking around a little bit, I want to give a quick shout out to our tracker behind the scenes. We're doing a fantastic job today. Vadaboo, please give Vada a follow for a heck of a job for us. Please follow both of these runners, Ategenos and FurySK. This is the winners bracket finals. So it's not quite the grand finals yet. Winners bracket finals though. And my co-commentator, the creator of Zelda 1 Randomizer, Fred Coughlin himself. Fred, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, it's been all mine. Dark, make sure to give Dark a follow as well. One of the admins here running this tournament with him and Ategenos especially. Two of the top ones running this, two of the top runners in general, and really solid work all around on this tournament. This tournament's been actually a blast to play. I'd been a little apprehensive at first about Swordless, but it's definitely been a lot of fun to do this tournament. Ategenos, turn around, please.
Yeah, he's got to go down to that lower leg and go across the bottom.
Yeah, he's got to go into the Triforce room, back to the Triforce room in order to get there. Whereas Fury, I mean, again, it's not gonna win things life much easier, because I feel like there may have been a bunch of key blocks in. Maybe there were key blocks in 4 that prevented him from getting the ladder and the bow there, but so that certainly may help. Although now with 4 keys, it might not be as bad. But Ategenos going to just dig the entire rest of this dungeon out, I think. Yeah, Fury is getting close, running along the top now.
Get some bombs too, so that's a nice sight. Even though we have the really, really squishy gorillas, you still want to keep your bombs up if you can. Oh, no money for it. I was going to say, this is the bomb upgrade to help them out too.
You didn't have to kill these. Was it in that? Was it in the top left corner?
See if we can go left and up here.
It's possible it was here. I don't remember if the first time if oh, this could be it then.
Yeah, I think it was this room.
Yep. And
There
we
it
now
is.
know that Fury may not realize this yet, but we now know that Fury, you know, is truly in Triforce and Go mode at this point. HN looking for that very last item in here on the floor. Got the magical key, got a heart container right there in the last possible room. And now we'll continue going to another dungeon, hopefully, to try to find where that bow and silvers are going to be. Or not silvers, bow and ladder are going to end up.
You know, it feels like to me there are a lot of bomb shops in this seed.
Well, that may have actually been the common shop there. I think the most common shop does end up with 6. Does end up with 6 shops in it, so. Alright, so we got Fury here. Fury is going to be trying to go hit all the push block areas that he can. Gonna go try to hit second quest, the Master Sword spot. So it could be a virtual high five here in a second.
Is there still a high five when you're competing with each other, I wonder?
High five, low five, one of the two. Yeah, that's virtual sync entering that meat shop. Agent's gonna contemplate grabbing the meat. Nope, changed mind.
6 is the car versus spot south of the ferry fountain. So kind of where Fury's heading right now, I think.
Yes, that's one of the next natural places to go without the, with items here. HN going into the waterfall to get to the level. This is what we need. This is what HN needs to do. But Fury has found that final dungeon. Now it's a matter of getting to the Triforce. They're gonna have to take the transport stair at some point. Well, it doesn't have to, I suppose, strictly. So we don't have a lot of items left to find here. Really, the things we're looking for... Recorder has actually a decent chance of being a 9 at this point. Book potentially even could be a 9 as well, though book would be kind of anticlimactic to find, because now we've found everything else, pretty much.
Yeah, at this point, I definitely would not pick that up. There's no need for it now.
Fury identifying the fact that he is in Ridley, or whoever you'd like to squint at this one and call it, but I'm still going with Ridley.
Ategenos about to find his bow in this room.
Now, hopefully, HN does not just take the Triforce here, because he's got to go past the Triforce room in order to get the... Okay, good. Well, maybe. Okay, are you going to try to clear out maybe some of the... He might be trying to clear out some of the easier enemies here to get some bombs.
Yeah, he's hunting.
That's right. He had the compass, but... So, we're going to clear this out, get some bombs here, and then... Good, we'll get the ladder.
Always rough to have 2 super important items right next to each other.
Oh yeah. But this is going to be... This is now going to get really close. Fury still has to clear the dungeon. Fury does not know where the Triforce is in this very large 6. I mean, you're talking 27 rooms here. Not quite the 33 of the normal vanilla, but you got a large dungeon here, and Fury has to go through and get that. Ategenos picks up the Triforce now in level 4, we believe, and so at this point, now just needs to go back and get the Triforces out 2, 5, and 8, which again could be a fast, not so fast of a task, depending on how things go. It's actually technically, since 4 and 5 swap, that was actually Triforce in 5, but it doesn't really. For our purposes, it's pretty much the same thing either way.
Yeah, just cosmetic.
Those dungeons are probably just about all the same size. Oh, and Fury now finding that.
Yeah, that compass helped him quite a bit. Gonna point him right here.
Yeah, I'll take a quick peek at this stair just in case. I'm not even gonna take a peek at the stair.
Yeah, he doesn't need anything at this point.
Nope. Fury now can go to the screen and start going to level 9 here. Ategenos trying to race through the other dungeons here, knowing that he needs to navigate the maze of 8 here in order to. Nope, now knows exactly where the Triforce here is. I think it was ladder blocked out of it, actually. I feel like he may have crossed a river at one of those rooms.
Alright, so with FurySK going to level 9, Fred, what's he looking for?
Well, we're going to be having 2 different things we're going to be hunting for. First of all, we are going to be listening for the roar of Ganon. Ganon will roar if you are in a room adjacent to him. You might have to deal with the fact that you might be hearing a enemy be a little bit loud. Possibly covering it if there's something else in there, like Patra nearby. But pretty much, Ganon's going to be the main thing that you're going to be looking for there just by listening for him. And then after that, really what you're going to be hunting for is the room that Zelda's going to be in. Zelda will be locked up in a room. If you clear all the enemies in that room and Zelda's not, the door does not open, then that is Zelda's room. If you've beaten Ganon already and taken the Triforce of Power, and the shutter door opens even if enemies are there, that will also be the room for Zelda. So our runners are going to try to. So Fury's going to try here, go fast as possible, and see what we can do.
Yeah, it looks like Ategenos is actually still looking for levels, so he might be digging around here in the 8, just like Fury did.
Yeah, because he hasn't been up to the Forgotten Spot, I believe, so anything that he could do to hunt for things here.
So with this flag set, we know that we'll have Wizards here, so that comes with Pole's voice also. Fun times.
Well, unfortunately now the Pole's voice aren't as bad. Oh, and we're hearing a roar of Ganon. But not that way. Might have to clear this Wizard room to get to Ganon. Ategenos now picking up that Triforce out of 8, so now just having to get 2 and 4 in order to get the Triforce in the end here.
Fury getting beaten up by the bubbles. Does have 2 potions though, so he's probably fine. And here is Ganon, ladies and gentlemen. When with a shiv room, bracket room, not too bad.
Yep, a lot of names people have for this room, but trying to get the stun lock here, getting a great stun lock, and Ganon is down. Alright, so technically you're going to see Fury check all these adjacent rooms because Zelda could be in any one of those rooms because Ganon can lock like that.
Could be right next door, and with that, FurySK has taken first place with a 138.58. So let's get some GG's to chat for FurySK, please. And with that, Ategenos has decided to drop, so let's get some GG's for Ategenos as well.
Yeah, great race by both of these runners here, pulling off, again, very tough combat and everything, being able to go through here. Fury gained that slight edge with getting the wand a little bit earlier, helping things out there. Otherwise, it's just going to be a tough one. Unfortunately, we missed out on Storm Eagle being the recorder theme here because we never found the recorder.
That's actually one I haven't heard yet. And we do have FurySK with us in chat. GG Fury, well played, my friend.
Thanks.
So we do have to be a little bit quick because we do have a race coming up in 20 minutes. This was game 1, so congratulations. Now you just gotta win one more, and you will be the winner of the winners bracket.
Yep. Seed went pretty well until you had to dig 8 for Power Bracelet in the corner. One thing that really slowed me up all seed.
Yeah, Ategenos had that a bit before you, but you had probably a half hour, 45-minute advantage on the wand, so that was kind of the swing.
Yep, that's how it goes sometimes. I knew kind of when I cleared the beefy mummy room, it was going to end up paying off big time when I saw the wand. I figured it would take a little bit longer for HN to get back there and realize that that was going to be something. Tried to parlay that into a bunch of really quick dungeons. Found level 9, had 2 or 3 spots left, and was really hoping 6 would play nice instead of being Power Bracelet blocked. Then kind of hoped it would be Raft blocked instead when I found the Raft in 5 upon the second dig.
Alright, so if you don't have a ton, we will say that was a pretty straightforward seed 2 for the most part. So with that, we'll just say GG, and we'll see you for game 2. I'm not sure if you guys have that scheduled quite yet.
Tomorrow night, same time.
Copy that. So yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow night then for game 2 of the series. We want to thank Vadabu behind the scenes for the tracking, everyone in the Speed Gamer family, of course. And as always, my co-com, the creator of Zelda 1, Fred Coughlin. Fred, thanks for stepping in with me, friend.
No problem. Thank you so much, Dark. It was a pleasure covering this with you. And again, everyone out there, please hope you enjoyed everything. Make sure you give the runners here a follow, as well as Vodabu here for doing the tracking, and Dark as well for covering commentary. Definitely appreciate getting to join you for this, and looking forward to seeing game 2.
Alright, have a great night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.